Let's talk about planning. I know, it can sound a bit dry, but stick with me here. Because in a world that feels like it's getting crazier by the minute, a good plan isn't just a to-do list. It's your map. It's the thing that helps you navigate all the chaos and actually get where you want to go.
You know that feeling, right, where your entire day or week is just putting out one fire after another? You're constantly reacting, never really getting ahead. You feel like a passenger just being tossed around by whatever happens. Well, planning is how you get back in the driver's seat and start shaping events instead of just letting them happen to you.
So let's really get down to it. What are we actually talking about when we say planning? We use the word all the time, but in a management context, its definition is really powerful.
See, it's two parts, and that's the magic. It's not just about dreaming up goals for the future. The really crucial bit is that second half, deciding on the ways and means. It's the how. You're deliberately looking ahead, thinking about the roadblocks, and picking the best path out of all the possibilities.
So, planning isn't just another task on the list. It has some really unique DNA. For starters, it comes first. It's the foundation for everything else you do as a manager. And of course, it's all about looking to the future, trying to get ready for what's coming. But it's also a deeply creative, intellectual thing. It's not just filling in boxes. And maybe most important of all, a plan has to be about action. If it just sits on a shelf, it's just a wish list, isn't it?
Okay, so we get what it is. But why bother? I mean, really, why sink all that time and energy into this? The world changes so fast anyway, right? Well, there are some huge reasons why a plan really matters. First off, a plan is like a compass for your entire team or company. It points everyone in the same direction. Suddenly, you're not just a bunch of people doing tasks, you're a team, all pulling together to get to the same place. It gives everyone confidence and a sense of purpose.
Look, the future's always going to be a bit of a mystery, but planning is like turning on the high beams in the fog. It forces you to look ahead, to think about what could happen, and to get some control over change. You can't predict everything, no way, but you can be prepared for a whole lot more than you think.
Now this is a big one. It's super practical. Every organization, big or small, has a limited amount of time, money, and people. A solid plan makes sure you're not just wasting those precious resources. It helps you put them where they'll have the biggest impact, instead of just throwing things at the wall to see what sticks.
I love this quote because it gets to the heart of it. Planning creates a culture of being thoughtful. It builds in a pause. Instead of knee-jerk reactions, you get considered, deliberate choices. And that, right there, can save you from making massive mistakes.
All right, so we're sold on the why, but what about the how? How do you actually sit down and make one of these maps? Let's walk through the process.
You can basically break it down into 4 steps. Step 1, figure out where you are right now. It's the "you are here" dot on the map. You look at your strengths, your weaknesses, and what's going on in the world around you. Step 2, set your destination. Where are you trying to go? Define those objectives clearly. Step 3, evaluate the different routes you could take. There's almost never just one way to get there. And finally, step 4, execute and adapt. You pick the best route, you start moving, and, this is key, you keep checking in to make sure you're still on track.
Now, an important thing to know is that not all plans are the same. Just like you wouldn't use a world atlas to find a coffee shop, you need different kinds of plans for different jobs. The 2 big categories are strategic and tactical.
Think of strategic planning as that world atlas. It's the big picture, the what and the why. It's long-term, it looks at the whole organization, and it's all about making those major moves that put you in a better position. Tactical planning, that's your detailed street map. It's the how. It's short-term, it's specific, and it's all about the nitty-gritty actions you take to actually make that big strategy happen. You absolutely need both.
And all this work, it really comes down to one thing. The entire point of planning isn't just to have a nice-looking document. It's a tool for making better decisions.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. What happens when the world throws a curveball? What if your map is based on old information, or a huge storm just rolls in out of nowhere? No plan is perfect, and acknowledging the limits is what separates a good planner from a great one.
So here are the hazards you got to watch out for. Your forecasts, they're never going to be 100% right. You will never have all the information you want. And yeah, sometimes a plan can make you a little rigid, a little blind to a new opportunity. The trick isn't to pretend these problems don't exist, it's to build flexibility right into your plan from the get-go.
This is such a great way to think about it. A decision is a conclusion you reach.
So everything we've talked about, assessing where you are, looking at different paths, understanding the risks, that's all the homework you do to make sure your conclusion is a smart one.
And that is the bottom line, folks. Planning is what turns a decision from a gut feeling or a wild guess into a reasoned, confident choice. It gives you the framework and the foresight to act decisively. It really is the foundation for everything else.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. Your plan is your map, but it's not carved in stone. And in a world that is constantly changing, maybe the most important skill isn't just making the map in the first place, but having the courage to know when it's time to stop, pull over, and draw a new one.